My name is Peter Lamb. I'm the leader of Crawley Borough Council. Well, clearly for residents, the benefit are that they will actually receive a wage that's in line with the cost of living. If you're already a living wage employer, then the benefits, I suppose, are that you're in a position where your competitors are having similar sorts of costs. And if you're not a living wage employer, I think people are going to find that they struggle less to recruit some of the top talent because they'll no longer be paying significantly less than their nearest rivals. Many of the town's biggest employers already pay living foundations a living wage, but I think there's still a significant number that we need to have catch up. They need to learn the benefits for their business and for their customers of paying their workers a decent wage. For the council, it means I think we can rely upon the very best from our staff when people aren't having to worry about whether or not they're going to be able to make ends meet. And this is a formula assessed by a think tank that works out the genuine cost of living. They're in a much better place mentally and much more able to focus on their work and really deliver the quality of service that residents have come to expect. For people who are working on a contract or for casual staff, clearly they're not in quite the same position when it comes down to one of our full-time workers, and that they won't necessarily be paid the full amount they need to live on per year. But it means that for the work they are working for us on, they will at least with that element get paid a wage that they can afford to live on. A combination of things really. There is a general move across the country towards the living wage. As a council, we felt it was important to, I think, set a principle, to show the principle of paying workers a reasonable wage, and as a council we already were fairly close to doing that as it was, so it was a fairly minimal shift. And increasingly for a lot of employers who are already having to adapt to the introduction of the national living wage, going that a little bit further and making sure people can cover their costs is going to make the difference in the way in which their workers are able to provide for them and for their customers. I think from a company's perspective, they get the benefit of workers who are able to focus full-time on their work as opposed to having to worry about all the little things around the edges. We know that stress is one of the biggest reasons why people take time off work. That's as additional cost for employers, having to backfill those gaps. Long-term sickness is certainly a big cost to employers. And if we can do something to help avoid people have those stresses in their lives, by paying them enough that they can afford to live on it, ultimately it's going to be better for the company, it's going to be better for the worker, and it's going to be better for the customers. We have had no problems with it. I mean, I think if the council, since 2006, has seen its income almost half. You know, if we as an industry are able to adapt to that, if we as an industry can afford to pay people a living wage when our biggest cost is staffing, then any industry can afford to do it.